What is the purpose in your business? That's a question I'm going to be exploring today with an interview with the founder of Scamp and Dude, Joe Touchner Sharp. This interview was originally broadcast as part of the Retail Raw Summit that I put out in February. And it was by far one of the talks that had the biggest reaction. People really enjoyed hearing Joe's story. And it is quite a moving story and just a really interesting insight into the purpose that she has behind building her brand. It was certainly very moving for me as the interviewer, and I really hope that you'll enjoy hearing Joe's story and what led her to build the brand that she has today.
Welcome to the Resilient Retail Game Plan, a podcast for anyone wanting to start, grow, or scale a profitable creative product business with me, Catherine Erdley. The Resilient Retail Game Plan is a podcast dedicated to one thing: breaking down the concepts and tools that I've gathered from 20 years in the retail industry and showing you how you can use them in your business. This is the real nuts and bolts of running a successful product business, broken down in an easy, accessible way. This is not a podcast about learning how to make your business look good. It's the tools and techniques that will make you and your business feel good. Confidently plan, launch, and manage your products, and feel in control of your sales numbers and cash flow to help you build a resilient retail business.
Hi, welcome
Hey.
to Retail Raw. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to jump in today. Do you want to start off by introducing yourself and Scamp and Dude?
Yes. So I am Joe Touchner Sharp, and I'm the founder of Scamp and Dude. So Scamp and Dude is a purpose-led fashion brand. We're trying to transform the world of fashion into a force for good. So there's a lot more to us than just cool clothes.
But there are very cool clothes too, of course.
They're nice clothes too, yes.
And do you want to start, because it's a really very personal story, how you started. Do you want to share, if anyone's not familiar with how you got going, what was the sort of impetus behind
Sure.
Scamp and Dude?
Yes. So my background was PR. So I spent my whole career working in PR, had a great time, set up my own PR company, which I ran for 8 years. And then I suddenly became very poorly. So I had a very bad headache and went to the doctors. They sent me straight to the hospital. And to cut a long story short, I'd had a brain hemorrhage.
Wow.
They discovered a lump on my brain. And my kids were only 1 and 3 at the time. So total life-changing event, because firstly, I was just so worried about leaving them without a mum.
Mm.
And obviously, secondly, just when you're facing the fact that your life might be about to end, you look back over your life and look at if you're happy with everything you've done and how you've lived it. And I found myself with this horrible sinking feeling in my tummy that I hadn't done enough good. And
Mm.
I just thought, what's my legacy? What have I done? I've run a PR company. I've had a great time, but I haven't changed anything. I haven't made the world better for anybody. It was a horrible feeling that it might be too late to make that change. And I didn't know until that moment that was so important to me.
Mhm.
So I was facing brain surgery to remove the lump. And obviously, going to surgery is terrifying. You don't know if you'll come out. And if you'll come out, it's the same as you go in. And it was really terrifying. And I made a pact to myself that if I came out, whatever I did next was going to be helping people and doing something that made a difference. I didn't know
Mhm.
what at that point. So luckily I came out of the surgery so happy. It was like literally one of the most, I'll never forget that feeling of waking up and being like, oh my God, I'm alive. Oh my God. I'm so happy, and I'm in intensive
Wow.
care with loads of other people who have all had brain surgery as well. And just so happy, like just an amazing feeling. And then I had 10 days away from my kids because I had this side of my head shaved, 20 staples down my head, looked like Frankenstein, and didn't want them to have that vision of me stuck in their minds that, like I said, they were 1 and 3. It would have been really scary. So I had 10 days away from them while I was recovering. And I spent a lot of time thinking, what do I wish had been available to comfort them while we were apart? And I came up with, I thought, God, I wish I could have given them a little snuggly superhero. And if it had a pocket on the back, I could have put my photo and I could have said, Mummy's still there with you.
Mm. Mhm.
brilliant. And then I thought, why don't I make them? And I thought,
Mm.
if I make them, I could donate one to a child who loses a parent for every one sold. So
Mhm.
then I became quite excited about this thought. Didn't think of it as a business idea, just thought this could be my get well goal. This could be me doing some good, helping some children who are in a similar situation.
Mhm.
So that was the very start. So that was January 2016. And then I registered the name Scamp and Dude in the March. So coming out of hospital, it was ticking over in my mind. And I thought, I could do a clothing line as well, a super power infused clothing line to fill kids with courage and strength when they have to be away from their loved ones. So whether that's just going to nursery or school or any time. And I came up with the superpower button, which you can see
Mm.
here, a neon bolt on everything. And the original idea for it was to be pressed for superpowers for kids. So it's
Mm.
a fun idea and it's something to give them some courage and strength. And I know it helps kids who are going to school or nursery. Press it. And also another little trick for parents. What people have done in the past, they've worn their Scamperdo jumper or dress to drop
Oh.
and said, "You press this. If you miss me, press it, and I'll feel it, and I'll send a hug back." And that's
Oh.
worked really well with the kids.
Yeah.
So that's how it started off. So I designed a clothing line to go with it as well. Superpower infused leopard and animal prints. So all of our animal prints have little lightning bolts in amongst them, which is
Uh-huh.
our signature look. So then we launched into Liberty in London in the November of that same year.
Oh, wow.
I would say never underestimate the fire in your belly when you get a second chance at life. You are like, I can do anything. And also, I want to do it now. And I literally worked my socks off. And yeah, we launched into Liberty. There was some adult sweatshirts because as I was making them, I was going, oh my God, I love this. I want to wear it. So I was doing bigger sizes. And Liberty took them too, even though it was in the kids department. And then when we launched, they were the products that were just selling out. Like Liberty was just straight on the phone, like literally the next day going, we've sold out of all the women's ones. Get me more women's ones.
Oh,
And the
wow.
same on our website too, gone. And I'd be ordering more. And I could not keep, we were having waiting lists. And so then over the years, so we turned 7 in November, we've basically turned into a women's wear brand with a smaller kids collection. So like
Mhm.
95% of our collection and sales now are women's wear and dresses, outerwear. We've got denim collection and super scarves. So I launched a collection of scarves as well with the same kind of mechanic as the superhero sleep buddies. I
Mhm.
want to be able to give women having a really hard time something as well. And the reason I chose scarves is when I was in hospital, I had a scarf from home that I would just wrap myself up in this, like a comfort blanket. And I
Mhm.
found it so comforting. You're in a hospital gown, you're in a hospital room. Something from home was just lovely. So I thought, I want to make a scarf so that for every one sold, we can donate another one to a woman with cancer. So we donate one of these now. There's so many different designs and colors. But for every one sold, we donate another to a woman starting chemotherapy. So we've now donated over 40,000 of these, which is
Wow, that's incredible.
incredible. We're trying to reach every single woman starting chemo, which each year is about 63,000. We're trying to link with every single chemo ward across the UK. We're linked with about 250 and
Mhm.
getting all the hospitals put up on the website. So it's easier for people to go on and see if we are already linked with their local hospital or any hospital one of their loved ones is being treated at, so that they can help introduce us to others so we can try and reach every single one.
Yeah.
I feel really strongly about this. Like it's women going in to start chemotherapy. It's so terrifying. They feel so alone. They're so scared of what's to come and being handed a super soft and they're always told this is full of superpowers. This is superpower infused. Wrap themselves up in it, cuddle up in it. And it's like being given a hug from somebody. And they also know that we're thinking of them. Like it's just that thing of someone's
Yeah.
thinking of you and they've sent you this scar. I'm one of the main bits of the brand, actually, the super scarves. And we've not had the super scarves for that long, but it's, yeah, it means so much to people that receive it. And it means so much to us that we're actually helping those women as well.
Yeah, that's all of the story is just incredible. But I love the how it is. It's so at odds at what we tend to think of when we think of fashion. Think of it very image based. We think of it as very well for many years exclusionary. And I worked in women's clothing for many years, and it was a kind of hard and hostile place at times.
Yeah.
So it's so lovely that everything that you're talking about is coming from, as you call it, purpose beyond profit. So are those
Exactly.
the key initiatives then? You've got the super scarves and the superhero sleep buddies.
So they're the charity items. We've also got a collection of makeup bags and cosmetic bags at the moment that have all been designed by really well-known beauty experts like Caroline Hyron, Sally Hughes, Sam Chapman, a whole range of people who've designed these bags for a specific charity of their choice. So we've got Parkinson's
Mm.
UK, Diabetes UK, Refuge, Beauty Banks. So that's we love to do things that we can help people with. And we
Yeah.
have a whole collection of clothing as well that aren't the charitable items like the dresses and the outerwear as well,
Mhm.
because the scarves, we don't make any profit with the scarves or the sleep buddies. The profit goes to the other one being made to be donated. And
Yeah.
I've talked on panels before with big, CEOs of huge corporations, and they put a hand up and ask, how is that a business if you're giving away? Like, you're not making profit. How are you giving away? And I'm like, doesn't it all have to be about profit? Like this
Mm.
is one part of business and I don't mind. This is going to help me next time. Next time I'm at those pearly gates and I'm looking back over my life, this is going to help me because I'm going to go, I helped a lot of people in a little
Yeah.
way, but I did help a lot of people. So actually, I'm okay now. I can go, knowing that
Yeah.
I've done some good rather than last time when I was like, "Oh, God, don't I've helped enough people." So yeah, it's not all about profit and making money. That's an important thing.
And what a question to ask. It doesn't surprise me at all. Nothing I hear about big CEOs, big retailers ever surprises me, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen a lot. But I think that also, I think what big retailers often miss and what smaller or SME retailers really grasp is this concept of connection, right? The fact that you do that for people without making that like a money spinner, to have a charitable element of what you do, that is what helps them connect to the brand in a
Mm,
much deeper way
yeah.
than they would do if it is just purely about lining. Let's face it, it's not even about profit. It's about profit for a very small number of people, usually, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. And I also think it's about authenticity. We never pretend to be what we're not. We are very real and very. I never want us to become that kind of pretentious. Some sides of fashion can be quite pretentious and quite, like you touched on before, it's not inclusive and it's not, it's, if you look a certain way, you can wear these clothes. And if you've got a certain
Mm.
lifestyle, you can wear these. We're not about that at all. I mean, our clothes go from size 6 to 22. Like, we try and cater for as many people as we possibly can. Everything about our clothes is that they are super flattering. I'm the fit model, so they're fit to me rather than normal little model who's straight up, straight down. Like, I've got curves, I've got big bottom and and so it's things are fit to make them more flattering for more people. So that's really important to me as well.
And just going back to it, just struck me. So you come from a background in PR and you have this moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. When you look back on that year, was it just the most massive learning curve? Because to go from sort of idea to being in Liberties, and you casually dropped in, you designed it. It's a hugely technical thing to
Yeah,
do, right? You know?
I know. It was a massive learning curve. But I don't you feel that when you as you get older, you really want to learn, like you
Yeah.
thrive on learning. And I think maybe before my surgery, I would have seen barriers a little bit more and thought, oh my God, there's no way I can design a collection. But when I had that second chance at life, I suddenly saw no barriers and thought, oh my God, I can do anything. I can do anything. I will learn. I will find a way. And I did just learn along the way. I listened to so many podcasts, read loads of books, so much research online. And I learned how to do it. Designing the clothes, because it was kids' wear, it was a lot easier than women's wear. And I think designing a dress, I would have bottled that definitely. Back then. But when it was just kids, joggers, leggings, sweatshirts, had a few different sweatshirt shapes and t-shirt shapes, long sleeve t-shirts, that was easier than if it was a women's wear brand. And the women's sweatshirts were just bigger versions of. And it was even going back and forth with the factory about changes. I didn't have any of the lingo. So I'd be going, the bingoey wing bit here, we need off. Like, I think about maybe a centimetre. And you can imagine them going, oh my God. But luckily they loved the concept of the brand and what I was trying to do. And they knew it was just me. Like, I didn't have anyone helping me. So I think they found it quite endearing. So they helped me. And I think that's quite good when you're starting out. People do can take you under their wing a little bit more because they probably felt a bit sorry for me. They probably thought, what on earth is this woman doing? Like, I was going to the factories, I still had this big like shave patch here and
Wow.
scar, and I'm there running around the factories and going, and they're going, you what? Do you need to sit down? I was like, no, it's fine. Let's do this. And they're like, crazy lady.
Wow, that's
But
amazing.
it was an amazing year. My body kept stopping me and giving me migraines to make me stop because I shouldn't have been working like that. And also, I had 2 tiny kids as well. So
Mm.
it was a bonkers year, bonkers. And actually, every year since has been equally as bonkers because as you grow, you've got other things. Still learning all the time. I learn something new literally all the time. I've just done a course, the Goldman Sachs 10,000 small business course. I started in September and finished December. I don't know what I was thinking doing at the busiest time of the year, but absolutely fantastic because I learned so much and having
Mm.
that time to stop. Because when you're here, when I'm in the office and you're just literally running to keep up with everything. We've been growing so
Mhm.
quickly every year since we started that you don't get time to stop and really think. And when it comes to the strategy for the business, you've got to stop. You've got to have time to think. And that course was absolutely brilliant for that. And like I said, I love learning so much. So it was like, I was in heaven. These are like Oxford University lecturers. There was lecturers from Harvard. And I'm sitting there
Wow.
just, amazing. It was brilliant. Loved
What a
it.
fantastic opportunity. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So you recently became a B Corp. Very exciting. So I guess it fit really well with your idea of your purpose beyond profit. But what kind of gave you the push to go for it, and how's the process been?
So I think that I'd always wanted to become B Corp because I knew from the start of Scamp and Dude, I'd made sure everything I was doing was ethical. That was hugely
Mhm.
important from the start. But also I was doing everything as sustainably as I can. And I've never really shouted about either of those things because I
Mhm.
feel like it's a given. Of course, anyone that starts a brand should be doing it as ethically and as sustainably as they can. And then you see other brands going, we are a sustainable brand and it's all about sustainable. And you're like, and when we got our B Corp score, we like such a bigger score than them. And I was thinking, God, we don't even talk about it. But maybe we should start talking about the fact that we are ethical and we do these good things. But I feel like it's just something we needed to do because I know we were doing those things. So it was right that we had that badge of honor that, yes, we are. We don't just talk the talk, we actually do the do as well. And my husband decided to close his business and come into Scamp and Dude as well. And that was a turning point for me because I thought this can be one of the things that he can oversee. Because for me, I had no capacity. So there's a few things
Mm.
I was looking at and going, I'd love to open more stores and I'd love to become B Corp, but I don't have the capacity to do either of those things. But they're really big things
Mhm.
that I can't just pass on to members of the team to do. And that's when my husband was saying, I'm thinking of closing the business and would you have me if I came into Stamford Dude? And I was like, yes, you could do B Corp and you can do the retail rollout. So he came in, took control of it. And actually, he was the one that managed the whole process. It was easy, everyone would be doing it, but
Mm.
it took about a year. And they literally look at every single part of your business, all the processes, all the systems, how you treat your staff, how every single factory, every single part of the supply chain. Like it's so detailed. And like I
Mm.
said, it took about a year, but it's so worthwhile. And also you come out of it having perfected quite a lot of processes as well, knowing how things they were asking for, you think, oh, we don't actually have a process for that. So let's put one in place. And every year we will get marked by them again. So it's like a little kind of internal challenge to better our score each year. So we're like, okay, well, we know this is
Mm.
where we're at now. And we got an amazing score. Like, I'm so proud of the score we got. But now we know what things we can do to get
Yeah.
even better for next year because we didn't have a proper process for this. And yes, let's get some more benefits for the staff. So we've put in like a wellness program now for the staff. We've got like fitness going on for them and all sorts of nice things that you can. So it's actually great for the business as a whole as well to go through that process.
And it must be a good feeling as well to know that as you said, you've ticked all the boxes, because actually I think as well for fashion it's very rigorous because
Yeah.
you've got to jump through a lot of hoops and prove a lot of things,
Yeah.
and really relies on the strength of your partners as well, your manufacturing partners,
Yeah.
and getting
But
the information from them as well. So I'm sure it's a good feeling to know that you got through it sort of with flying colours.
yeah. And I think it's one of those things as the business has been changing. Every year we're growing up, every year we're changing. And now I feel like we're a proper business. We've always been a business. But at the beginning, it
Yes.
was me just flying by the seat of my pants. And then you're suddenly growing and you're getting bigger and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm still running this business. Am I capable of this? And this is what this Goldman Sachs course did for me. Because you come out of it with a 3-year business plan. And I came out of that course going, yes, I'm totally am capable of running this business. I went into it going, am I really capable of running this for the next 3 years as we're getting bigger and bigger? And I came out of it going, no, I'm capable. I know what I'm doing. This is fine. Because I think there's always that kind of imposter syndrome when I don't look or sound like a normal CEO of a business, but I am very much what you see is what you get, very authentic. I don't have all the business lingo, but I know how to run my business and I know what I'm doing. But actually,
Yeah.
if you interviewed and sometimes I feel a bit like I don't sound like proper CEO because I haven't got all the lingo, but
But I think what's so beautiful though is that you're modeling what a CEO does look like because it's just people's perception, isn't it? And I do think I just realize more and more how important it is for us to have role models, to have people to look at. And I think that if everybody's idea of a CEO is the same, probably, let's face it, male, and that sounds a certain way or dressed in a certain way, then I feel like it doesn't open people's minds to new
yeah,
experiences and new ideas and ambitions. So I think it's great that
yeah.
I was going to say, if you've got imposter syndrome, and you have a fabulous business. It's just so interesting. I think everyone always thinks they're the
Yeah.
only people with imposter syndrome, but it's so widespread. But of course, it's great that you've got that feeling that, of course, you've got this. And it's interesting you touched on the store rollout because I think that's really exciting part as well. And I
Mm.
know we've discussed it before and how exciting that has been for you and for your community as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel that those physical stores have allowed you to have that closer relationship with the customers?
I think being able to hold events, we hold loads of events in our
Mm.
stores, and that's a great way of bringing the community together. They love meeting each other too. And just for customers to be able to come in and try things on, touch the clothes, see the colors, because our colors, one of the best things about our brand is the colors. And some of these colors don't photograph anywhere near as well as they actually look. So I always love it.
Mm.
Come into the store and they can see how beautiful these colors really are, especially because we've got a lot of pops of neon and neons to photograph terribly. So I think, and also being able to try it on, because I know with all online retailers, exchanges and returns is a real big issue across the board,
Mm.
and don't get that in the store because they can try it on first. So that's also a benefit. But we love the fact that our communities can get together and come in. It's like like coming into the world of Scamp and Do. They've got all sorts of cute little things in there. There's a big giant superpower button that you can press to get your superpowers. And each store, we want to have something special in each store so people can come along and try and experience, and they can go to all of them if they want. Like we had that customer come and do the 3-shop challenge. So she went to every single shop in one day. So that's Edinburgh, Battersea Power Station and Marlow in one day. And we've got more in the pipeline. We're just going through the kind of heads of terms with one shop, which I won't say where yet because it might fall through. And that a space that looks good has cut is we're just in talks with them about that as well. So we think we've lined up the 2 for this year, which would be brilliant. And then other little surprises come because we know which areas we're looking at and we're in touch with all the kind of the agents there. So if suddenly something comes up and it's the right spot, we have to jump on it and go for it. But the plan
Yeah.
is 2 to 3. I don't think more than 3 in a year would be feasible for the team. It's just would be pushing them too hard. But it's exciting for everybody.
That is exciting. And how long does it take from signing the lease to actually opening the doors?
It's quite a while. So when did we sign the lease for? I'm estimating now, but it's probably 4 or 5 months by the
Oh,
time
wow. Yeah.
gutted the place, done all
Yes.
the doors, and then got it all set up. 4 months, maybe even longer, but it always seems to take longer than you think. And then there's that last minute scramble when you go in, you think, "Oh my God, this is never gonna be ready." And then suddenly, you're like, "Oh, opening the door, catching the river with the bags start going, oh my God." And welcome to the store.
I've done that in the past. I used to when back my very first job in retail was at Laura Ashley, and this was back in 2000. They were opening quite a few stores, and they used to send the head office staff out to help out getting ready. And I just remember it like late at night steaming, like
Yeah.
steaming the bed covers for the show beds and this kind of thing. But it's really such a fun energy.
Yeah.
And
It's an
and
amazing atmosphere because you're all in it
yeah,
together and you're all like, we were all on the floor filling goodie bags, but giggling. And I look back on it and think that was just a brilliant few days when we were doing Edinburgh and the team that were there doing it. It's fun. It's really fun.
and do you feel like you're going to have more of a sort of a consistent shop layout, or are you really making it very bespoke for each individual location?
I think there'll be an identity that you can
Mm.
see goes across all of them, but there's going to be surprise things in each. And they're all different. Like the store in Edinburgh is pretty huge. And the Marlow one's more of a high little local high street style. The one we're looking at is big and it's got three floors and it's stunning. The one we're looking in one of these places. So they're all going to be slightly different, but you'll know they're all Scamp and Do. They'll have their slight differences, but the identity will be
Strong identity.
throughout. Yeah.
Superhero button.
Yeah. Although I did say maybe we shouldn't have the big one. Maybe it should be something else. We've got a few other ideas of things that will fill you with superpowers, but it's something different. So yeah, lots of fun ideas being just at the moment.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. I'd love to just finish off by asking you, so what words of advice would you give to people watching who are seeing where you are and thinking, I'd love to build a business like that? Or alternatively, what do you wish that you could tell yourself, or what do you wish you'd known earlier in the journey?
So things I wish I'd done. One, I wish I'd taken on some help earlier than I did
Mhm.
because it's not fun when you're trying to juggle everything. And I wish I'd taken a fulfillment company on earlier than I did because Liberty had asked to see my next collection. And I was like, I don't even have another collection because I'm just packing all the orders. So I should have got a fulfillment company way sooner and have had that confidence and belief to go, it's fine. Go on, you pack it now and I'll decide another collection.
Yeah.
And then taking on staff earlier because you're spreading yourself too thin and it was frantic. It was 1 minute I'd be dealing with a wholesale order and quickly doing a wholesale invoice while I was trying to do the accounts and design a collection and a production on the phone. And you're just that this is just full on. And when it's really small, you can just about manage. But as it's
Yeah.
growing, you've got to take people on. I wish I'd done that. I'd been a braver and done it a little bit earlier. And the big thing I would say is I've seen some brands who I know the people who started the brand, really lovely business, really beautiful business, but they've not then diversified. So they've gone, no, we're a pajama brand. That's all we are.
Mm.
And then they've actually ended up closing the business because the sales kind of dried up rather than going, why don't you now go into loungewear as well? You don't have to stay as a pajama brand. You could also
Mm.
start doing loungewear. Listen to your customers. What do they want? What are the trends? Because this is what I did with women's wear. If I just stayed as a kids wear brand, we'd be so much smaller than we are. But I
Yeah.
listened to customers and I looked what was selling. What do they want? What else do they want? What do I want? What do I want to be wearing?
Yeah.
And so don't think I've said I'm this. I'm a
Yeah.
bag brand or I'm a change bag brand, so I'm only going to do change bag. You could also do other bags. So you don't have to just stay
Yeah.
in the name like that.
Yeah.
Be a bit bolder and try some other things, and you never know what can happen after that. That's one I would say I've seen people. You just want to go, you can do it. Come on,
You
be
do it.
brave.
Be brave.
Yeah.
Be brave and be bold and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you want to finish off by telling everyone where they can find out more about Scamp and Dude and go check out the fabulous superhero infused clothing?
Sure. So we've got our website, scampanddude.com. We've got the shops in Marlow, in Buckinghamshire, in Battersea Power Station and Edinburgh. And social media all over. Instagram's, we're on TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, you can find us everywhere.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast. You can rate it or review it in Apple Podcasts. You can also rate it within Spotify. And of course, if you follow and subscribe, depending on the platform, you'll be the first to know about every new episode.